approximately 45 minutes. We ask that out of respect for the speakers, would please remain seated until he has finished. It is my pleasure to introduce Ray.
Hey everybody, my name is Greg. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey.
Glad to be here, glad to be sober. I'm glad that it's an honor to be at a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'd like to thank John Martinez, who's not here. And John asked me, he called me on Thursday. Oh, he texted me and said, "It's the Thursday meeting." What? No, never did that. I said, "Oh, see, I know." Even now, I'm going, doing that, but that's okay. It's really cool. I'm glad that John asked me, and like I said, it is an honor and privilege to be a meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. I wear a tie because I was taught very simply when time was taught me. And I asked him, "Why do you wear a coat and tie meeting?" I don't get it. And they looked at me and go, "You always stuck in front of us in your life." One sentence. So that, I want to buck that one. Yeah, man. I'm supposed to share in a general way what it was like to happen to words like me. Because that, we already read that. That's why. Words. And it's pretty amazing. Kind of looking at some of this stuff. We already read it. We read it all the time. It's amazing how we read different ideas. Alcoholic. Can't manage my own life. Good for this person to probably don't even encourage me to relieve me of my alcoholism. I see that God can and will if I seek him out, or power greater than people. What was I doing today? Just briefly today. What's my life like? Today I got on my motorcycle to go riding peaks and get some swallows. Who is that? Okay? Come on, I've got a beautiful Harley, and I'm just like, I love my life. I just ride down 17 and go pick up some rollies and fill. I rode 180 miles to go to and I'm out there just like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Me and God and nature and just loving my life, I get to do that stuff today. This is our 25th year. And the thing is, it's like, I always go to print. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a print guy. And, when it talks about, I'm in a good relationship, really wonderful relationship with my wife. It's precious to me. And what's my I don't like that. Track record with relationships. Does anybody suck at relationships? Yes, yes. It says, the primary fact you will recognize is our total limit and always performance through partnership with another human being. Great. Isn't that good? And then, it talks about it in step 8. It talks about it in step 8 of all things. You wouldn't think that would be clear. But it says, since effective relations with other human beings has nearly always been the cause of our woes, including my alcoholism. What? It's telling me one of the reasons I became an alcoholic is I don't know how to get along with people. I don't know how to get along in this world. By the way, hey Zoomers, I'm glad I'm here. Love you all. I was thrust into a world that I couldn't get along in. And I needed the booze. People, the way I drank was telling my friends, my colleagues at work, and I was talking to them. I turned 33 on Monday, and I'm talking about the drink. And I go, well, on a given morning, by the time 8 o'clock rolls around, I've got at least a pint of whiskey in me every day. Every day. And that's, I haven't even gotten to it, and I'm just getting to work. Okay? Folks, I got some news for you. People don't do that, but I did. I'm that guy. I'm a bad drunk, man. I'm a bad drunk. And I'm just going to, what I'm going to do, whatever, God, think about this one, but I I've been sober at 28. I'm 33 years old. I had brown hair. I did. And I was a young guy. I was 28 years old when I got sober. My brother, I got an older brother who got sober at 22. We're 2 years apart. I was 20 at that time. I should have followed it right then and there. I had my first DUI before I was even 21. You know? Yeah. So, that's not normal. But it didn't really matter because Chris is going to be 40 this year. And I've got a younger brother, Mark, who, as a result of, he was sober when he died. He died at 44. And a long time ago he died. He passed. He just turned off. And his addiction, his alcoholism played a part. I come from a family that was loaded with drugs, Oh my God. Grandma was on pills. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I mean, I've been to, Mark and I went to Europe in 1994. I was sober. I've been to Europe. I have relatives in Germany. I've been there 3 times, but I've never had German beer. And there is a part of me that pisses me off a lot. I don't like sacrilege. And I go to a beer garden and I say, I like mineral water. Look at me like, what? And I'm just telling them in German, just bring me the mineral water. It costs more than the beer. Something wrong with this picture. But nonetheless, I mean, you can be anywhere. Like it talks about in the book. You can be meeting an Eskimo who has a bottle. You know what? If I'm taking these principles into my life, it don't matter where I am. I don't have to take a drink even if I want to. And that's a big deal. That's a way big deal. Because when I met my cousin in Germany, I mean, like I was talking about my family that is riddled with alcoholism and addictive behavior and stuff. Never met my cousin Regina. That means Regina in English. So I met Regina. I never met her, and her and my brother got blind drunk. I never met this thing. Within a matter of hours, it was just blood. I was just like going, wow, I'm 6,000 miles away, and the disease is doing well. But that's just kind of what it is. But what I want to talk about is the fact that I've been sober a long time, and I want to talk about my sober experience as a sober man. Okay? Now, what happened, what my life basically started to seriously fall apart in the fall of 1988. I was doing an undergraduate education, my undergraduate education at a college and at a university in Los Angeles. And I would withdraw from school because it gets in the way of my drinking. I would be in a place where, this is step 1 stuff, where I the professor of my class, my Milton class, was talking, he made it abundantly clear to the class who got the lowest grade on the midterm. Looking at me like that, and the only thing I could come up with at that time, I went, I think I'm getting wet brain. I swear to God, that's what I thought. Because I've been going to these meetings to sign my court cards, please. I got some drinking I need to do. I never bothered with working and stuff. My brother was the one meeting, his guy he got sober with, Richard D., who was my sponsor, been my sponsor since I've been here. I had one sponsor. He's going to be 81 this year. 81 years old, but he's 41 years old. And so I was exposed to this message. I was exposed to the rooms. And it did plant a seed, because no matter how I look at it, it talks about it in step 2, where it's like, I'm listening to some old gray-haired idiot just like me, and I'm going, yeah, I drank that. That's me. That I drank just like I did. And then at the end of the meeting, they hook up and here's, the Lord's Prayer. It's like, oh, there's the hook. Oh, gee. This is all I need. I'm out of here. I'm out. I don't need this, man. I thought that on top of that, I thought that God basically had abandoned me because who moved, do it. But I've been so bad that he had a source to say non-redemption, that road to perdition. And maybe somebody that seems to be very, very common with a lot of new folks. And we have a lot of new folks here tonight. I'm glad you're here. You know, the point about this whole thing is I'm being with a room of people, and these people are talking like me, and they're drunks like me, and they're not getting drunk. What is up with that? Talks about it in the second step. You can make the group itself your higher power. It says here is a very large group of people who have solved their alcohol problem because of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. So my point is, if we have a problem with a higher power, make the group your higher power. It's scientific proof. Everybody, I would like to think that everybody here tonight is clean and sober, and we're not trying to, like, you know, chew our arm off, you know, and everybody's okay. And, you know, I was totally sick with the winners, man. So I look at these people, the guys and the gals that were the winners, and I would just do what they did. So I've been exposed to this message, and basically in December, I can do the store in November. Then in December, I was trying to go to meetings, man. I knew the jig was up. I had a very keen sense of the first step. Well, knowing I couldn't care, you know, I was just like, hey, my life isn't going real sparkly here. You know, it's just one of these, DUIs. You know, waiting to be in a, I don't know about you guys, waiting, I'll never forget this, I was waiting in line to go get a pack of cigarettes at this gasoline convenience store, right, gasoline station, and I pissed myself, and I didn't. I mean, people laugh, but it's pretty pathetic. That's where my life is taking me, you know? So like I said, I would be drinking in the morning like that. Okay, I was in the automotive industry, that's what I learned, that's a story for another time. But I would, you know, go, I was just always nipping the bottle, and it was lunchtime, and I passed out. And I didn't know that I passed out at lunch at work. I basically came to on a couch, you know, feeling like you're coming off of one, and you feel kind of good, you're on a couch, and then all of a sudden I realize, this isn't the weekend, this isn't my couch. Oh my God. And they're going, dude, you were just eating, what are you doing? You know? And I just went, okay, so I went to go grab my tools, right? And my boss, Ron, he said, no, I'm not going to let you off that easy, man. You know, go get help. And I was kind of great, just leave your tools here, you're a mess, okay? And I didn't argue, because I was. And the best I could do that night was to go and get a DUI. That's what I did. I mean, it's pathetic, right? God knows. It's like, okay, wow, just passed out at work. That's too, like, withdrew from school. Girlfriend runs the other way. That was one of the things. I just saw my life crumbling before me. And that night, the shop to where I lived, with this young lady, was about maybe 12 miles. I find myself about 40 miles north, coming to in my car on the 5 north. Bad idea. Just like, where the hell at? You know, and I'm just like, oh my God, you know, and then, wow, blue and blinky come, and one more time, you know, and it was the Santa Cruz Sheriffs, and they're just like, sir, have you been drinking? And I said, this is so, I mean, I drink every day, and the police officer was quite kind. Would you go to the police about the car? Do you want to do it? I think we're going to do this for a blind test. And I said, I'm drunk. Well, I think we're going to have to do a blood test. No, take me to a hospital. Because I said, I want a blood test. And he was going, how much is in you, man? Jeez, you're just like zombie boy here. I mean, drinking at incredibly toxic levels, that is just, it's terrifying. So, they took, I don't really remember very much, but I mean, I do remember coming to the next morning, getting kicked loose again, going, okay, this is looking at my third fuse, going, wow, you really burned your life to the ground. Anything and everything that matters to you, you are kicking in the curb in favor of this stupid disease. I had enough AA. Just enough of it, just enough. Man, you know, they're talking about that, it's worse never better. Boy, they ain't kidding, you know? And I'm just going, oh my God. And now I'm going to do some time. Time. Instead of just like weekends and stuff, whatever, you know? So, and you know, the thing was, even though I recognized the fact that I was burning my life to the ground, the best I could do that morning was find a liquor store. I'm not kidding. And my brother, who's a sober man, finds me passed out, and the same sheriff's station harassed him. I'm passed out, and he's like, oh my God, this drunk in front of the sheriff, he's an idiot, you know? It's just, I don't ever want to forget that, folks. I hope you don't forget your debacle with this goddamn disease. You know? He took me to people in progress to dry up and detoxify. And in 88, they didn't have a whole lot of that going on. It was kind of like put you in so see if your head comes off. You know? And I should have stayed there a week, but I couldn't because the court was saying, oh, we want you to come back because you're not complying. You know, if you don't comply, we're going to bounce you back into prison so fast. Your head was fit. So I had to show up every Friday with, you know, my court sheet, show them all this different stuff, man. I mean, that's a lot of work to get drunk like that. It's a pain in the neck, and it's just, and again, it's just like this going to be worse and worse. And then my father suddenly died. I was just getting to the place where I went to noon meetings. I mean, after all, when you're in school, girlfriend goes the other way, pass out of work. Everything's being removed, folks. Okay, everything's being removed from me, but I don't see that. And I'm kind of going to these, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, let's just stay on, and I hate this, you know. And then my father suddenly died. And that day I had started drinking again with Mark. And that evening, man, that was just a terrible day. I remember there's 5 stages of grief, and I bypassed 4 of them and went into anger. And found myself coming to in a hospital with my lip busted open and some surgeons sewing up my lip. That's what I did on the night of my father's death. How freaking ignoble is that? Unmanageable life. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much powerless over alcohol. Yeah, going downhill. No question about it, you know. So I had to go to jail again. And on January, this is the end of December, I vaguely remember burying my dad. People were just, you know, like one of these things, like, just relying on him, you know, because if you give him a second, boom, he's going to go get whiskey. You know how we are. You know, that's just what I do, man. Because people go, oh, that's just such a terrible, what a terrible problem. It's like, no, this is my solution. Even though I know it's not working anymore, I mean, I have to do this. So, you know, so something like January 6th, January, I get out of jail. It was either going to be the street. My friend Scott and Gary, their mom and dad took me in. I drank over the booze. But I couldn't help it. I can't not drink. I don't know about you guys. Left to my devices, I can't do this. So it was Chris, my brother calls me up and goes, hey, go see this guy, Chuck Ramsey. Chuck died a few years ago. Sober man. When I got sober, all the treatment facilities were hospitals. Okay? It's a while ago. And he says, go see Chuck at the Alpha unit. I think he's got a bed for you. And my alcoholic mind goes, well, I'm going to show up and probably get the bed house. You know, or whatever, man. You know, and I went in, I drove down into Glendale, January 9th, 1989. Drove into Glendale. Went up to the 6th floor, and Chuck took one look at me, and he goes, and I'm like, you know, and he goes, are you done? And I went, you know, I don't know what he said. He goes, okay, man, I got a bed for you, a grand deal. Try not to drink between now and then. Show up tomorrow morning. So I went out to my car, opened the trunk, drank the rest of my whiskey, and that's the last drink I took. Now, if I'd known that I had a little more, I could have really done it up. I was doing this, actually. But nonetheless, that was the last drink I took. And on January 10th, 1989, I was sober, and I walked up and the steps to this place called Gratitude Foundation in Pasadena, California. There's a 90-day program, and that place saved my life. It saved my life. And back then, I'm hearing about it coming around again. Swings, this place was all about 12 step. They didn't give me any medication. I mean, there was, my detox was just like, I didn't know, man. I was just freaking kicking alcohol. It didn't really matter. Again, I've said it many times, but I didn't know when I was walking into a ward. I knew I was walking away from something, man. Something that I don't want anything to do with anymore. I can't do this. Now, maybe you're like that. Maybe you're like me. Where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. Oh, man. I'm so done. I'm so done with this. It's going to kill me, you know. A voice in my head said, it wasn't my own voice. I'm going to talk about that some other time. A voice in my head says, you're not going to see 30. I was 26 or 27. And that voice that was not my own says, you're not going to see 30. Anecdotal story. I was about 26 or 27 years sober. I had a little bout with diverticulitis, and I went to see a GI doc. And he says to me, and I'm just talking about all this pain. I'm sober 26, 27 years. Okay? And he goes, oh my God, you just came back to a lot harder. And I go, what's that? And he goes, you have cirrhosis. And I looked at him, because they did a free screening, and I work on an alcoholic. And he goes, you have cirrhosis. And I looked at him, and I went, duh. And he goes, what do you mean, duh? And I go, I told you I'm a recovering alcoholic, so the fact that I have some cirrhosis, like I'm supposed to be shocked? Come on, you know. Long story short, they found out after a series of tests that I had mild cirrhosis that was caused by my drinking way back then. They still have to have ultrasounds every year to watch for liver cancer. But the point is, when that voice said, you're not going to see 30, if I hadn't got sober, I wouldn't have seen 30, and I find it out 26 years later. You can't make that stuff up. You cannot make that stuff up. There is a power greater than me. There's no question of that. That power talks to me, man. When I was in Grandview, about 2 weeks sober, call it that, 2 weeks detoxing, I'm left with Greg and this on the front porch, and Saturday night everybody else is gone, and I just, left with self, and I'm thinking about my car. I was in the muscle cars, and I'm thinking about the fact that my girlfriend's with another man that keeps driving. I was furious. There's months you Saturday, there's nobody around. My little brother's supposed to bring me some cigarettes. He's out partying. He's out in town. Where's my going? Cigarette. And I'm just so flipping mad. Again, there's nobody around. And then all of a sudden, that voice that was not my own said, and I don't remember what it said, but the words were very soothing, basically saying something to the effect like, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about the car. Don't worry about her. Don't worry about it. And I looked at her like, somebody said that, man. I'm like, and I had enough presence of mind at that moment to realize that it was a power greater than any human power, and that power was talking to me. I'm not making this stuff up, folks. This happened. This power talked to me, and I don't know what happened about you guys, but I would suspect that most of us have been in bed with hopelessness for a long time. Anybody know hopelessness? There's a boy right there. See? Joking. But yeah. So, at that moment, man, I saw hope. Okay? I was like, going, it's on to something that's not what you're talking about is real. What the heck's going on? And you know what? I have a shot at this thing. Now, I'm hoping you guys have that going on for you, because I never look back. Why would I look back? Especially when talking to another alcoholic. It says it in the print. Once the nature of my malady, mind, power, disease, is exposed to me by another alcoholic, I can't be the same again. War's over, and I lost, folks. And I was okay with that, because I had no intention of returning back to that madness. And I couldn't prove it to my sponsor, I can't prove it to you, I can't prove it to anybody. But I could prove it between me and my creator, this guy that talks to me. They go, hey, you going to take me to someone? And it says, yep. In my heart of hearts, in my innermost self. We talked about that chapter 3. It was like, yeah, I'm in. I don't want to go back to that madness. What do you got, folks? Let's do it. Let's do it. When I got 30 days know, when I saw my car card, I was either coming up or coming down off of something. They never kicked me out. I probably should, but they didn't. So I think I had a desire. But anyway, when I'm coming in there and I got pretty sober, I said, Richard, they're not this much longer. They're not going to believe me. You're not going to believe my story. There's no, you have eyes actually now. It's been split. You know. So I'm like, really? And he goes, yes. Yes. Two people, you're sober. He says, look, let me lay some stuff on you here, son. He says, as a sober member of Alcoholics Anonymous, you can do anything you want. The sky's the limit. I don't know about you guys, but I understood the implication of that. You do anything you want? You got anything you want? God's good, son. He goes, but there's some things you got to do. Some simple rules that you have to follow. Since you have to make, first off, you don't have to use no matter what. Period. You do not drink or use drugs no matter what. One day at a time. You do not get loaded. The second thing is you make your sobriety the most important thing in your life. And go to meetings, take these steps into your life, because that's what it says here, the steps you took. Not work. You took them. Like when you take a class, or a wife takes a husband, or a husband takes a husband, I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter. The point is that you enter into a relationship with these steps. Again, I heard it and I just went, I'm in. Now how could I prove that to him? I couldn't. I couldn't prove that to him. But I knew in my innermost self, I'm not going back to that. I am not going back to that. I'm going to do what these people tell me to do. Just do what we do. Don't what we don't. Walk our walk. Okay, but when is it going to get better? Don't worry about that, kid. We got this covered. Just keep going back. Okay, all right, fine. I just went, because again, it's like check track record, Greg. How things going your way? Bad. Okay, I'm in. What are you going to do? I'll go to the I'll do whatever you want. I won't drink. Especially, it's like, yeah, where's drinking gotten you, Greg? Damn near killed you. And it's gonna kill you. If you look at the print, I'm not spending a lot of time with the print because I'm spending time talking about my life, the application of principles, okay? And I was just pretty clear on the first step. You know, if you look at this big book, they spend almost 164 pages, over 50 pages are spent on the first step. If they're trying to tell you something, they are. You know, because I don't think my life is, I'm not powerless over alcohol drugs. My life is unmanageable by me. What are you talking about? It's a series of bad breaks and misfortunes, folks. They're going, no, you're a bad drunk, dude. You need to go, especially when I was out for Andy after 90 days. You need to absolutely go to meetings now, a lot, because you were really sick, man. I didn't argue. I can talk then. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm going to do that. So I just did that, man, you know, and I did that. I saw that this power was real. I saw that this program worked. I found hope. And there's no reason for me to ever let go of that. Now, self is going to tell me some stuff like, you know, again, this one thing is just a series of bad breaks. And, you know, you really weren't kind of putting the formula together. We've been talking about that. We've been better idea. I'm just, you know, I can't do that anymore. I was absolutely clear. Because when my mind told me those kind of things, I would go to a meeting and I would tell myself, and I'd say, you never guess what my mind told me. Well, something about drinking. Yeah, imagine that. And they just go, look, just keep coming back. Are you drunk now? No. Well, good, then you're doing really well. How often do you have to do this? One day at a time, right? Yep. One day at a time. You can drink tomorrow, but it's not today. Okay, go, you can drink all you want tomorrow, it's not today. And then when tomorrow comes, you go, I can just drink tomorrow, but I'm not going to drink today. It sounds kind of silly, but that's what they did then. Okay? Now, if you couple that with my level of willingness, man, I'm just like, well, I'm in. I don't want to go back to that madness. Even though, you know, maybe some of you guys, look, over the years, I have seen hundreds of people die from this goddamn disease. Hundreds of young and old. Because this disease doesn't care. They don't care, man. You guys are health is easy. I love my family. Nope. What about my marriage? Nope. All these different things, it doesn't care. And stomps on anything and everything you love. And then before, when you're just about done being as miserable as you can be, then it stomps on you. I don't know about you. No. Now, I can't do this by myself. I tried, right? Talked about it, and we acknowledged that there was a better philosophy of life, like be here now, the Bhagavad Gita, whatever. Let's go to the Himalayan chapter. Whatever it is, it didn't work. I tried. Many of you have probably tried many different ways to try to combat this thing to no avail. This disease is bigger than me, so I have to go to something that's bigger than my disease. They told me, I said, sounds good to me, especially because of my experience of going, yeah, that's power greater than any human power talks to me. God will constantly reveal what to do with Christ. Said that, how many times have you heard that? Many times. It's true. You know, and it doesn't really matter what they call it. The old timers used to say, like, if you're looking for a power greater than the human power, it doesn't really matter what it is, just as long as it ain't you. Because I was trying to run the show for a long time. Again, check track record, Greg, how things working, not good. And it hasn't changed. That's still going on. So, I want to talk about, you want to talk about for a minute is the relationships. I was sober, and I was doing really well. And the girl that I was going to, I told her I was an alcoholic, and I proved it to her. Maybe Susan. And we were together for about 3 years, and I thought that getting engaged to her would be a good idea. And I'm not blaming her, man. I'm a relationship idiot. So, then this other girl comes along, and I'm engaged. And I'm having high feelings for that girl, but I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't be doing. But I'm having feelings about this. What do I do? Even having emotions is a brand new thing other than just anger and fear. So, like, right? So, I sit there and talk to Chris's sponsor, Brett, at party, and he goes, you know what, you need to get off, you need to call off your relationship, you need to end the engagement, you need to move out of the house. I was 3 years sober. And I said, and I knew he was right. And I went, oh my God. Well, what do I do? He goes, hey man, that a little hurt now than a day hurt later. What if you get married? What if you have children? My sobriety got real that night. Because I did what he told me to do, and I had to do that. And I did hang out with that other lady, and I got engaged to her too. Brilliant, Greg! Oh yeah! Rolling it, man! Yeah, my life, drugs and alcohol, maybe that, I got that under control, but I'm gonna hang out and I'm gonna control my relationship. No, you don't, dude. You know, so I got engaged to her thinking that would fix it. I think we were engaged for like 2 weeks. Yeah, then my creator basically saw that, you know, you're not really a relationship guy here, so he removed relationships from me. And I always joke, I said I had my Charger and I had a Harley, and that was good enough for me. And I saw this and go, I suck at relationships, I cannot do this. And then my wife comes along, she's really cool, and I break up with her. And I'm bragging all these days, and I'm doing really good in my recovery. Except for the relationship problems is these damn women. And like, I never changed myself to meet the condition, and you need to change for me, right? So she comes along, and I break up with her, and there's nothing wrong with her, and then here comes this power again that says, it's not them, it's you, and you need help, and it's outside AA. Boom, 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 just like that. And again, right? So that took a couple of years of therapy. Oh yeah, you know? But it was okay because I'm trying to grow, man. And we still have to have relationships with each other no matter what we do. You know, being somebody that's trying to court, marry, whatever it is, or just a friend or the checkout lady, whatever it is, I still have to have relationships with people. So I did that, and I was hanging out with Mel McCoy, and she was sober therapist, and we did that for about 18 months, and then Sandy and I got engaged with her and got married. Now I think we were three years sober, and she was diagnosed with cancer. hey guy, you know, I've been doing some stuff here, I'm doing some work, and, you know, I've been good to her, and we have a great relationship, now you want to take her? You know, I don't get it. What are you trying to teach me? You know, and I mentioned, just when I'm telling you to the winners, they go, you'll be shown, just relax. Long story short, we went through this together. And my wife's a cancer survivor, we went through that together. And it took me about 6 to 8 months to understand what God was trying to teach me, my creator was trying to teach me. Basically, cancer taught me what it means to be in a relationship. To not run away. Any runners out there, by the way? Yeah, room full of that. Yeah, you know? Because that was the first reaction. I was like, you know, and then my brother goes, hey, remember those wedding vows you took? I don't know about you, but my forgetter's the best part of my brain. And I just went, oh my God, that's right. Same thing like coming into these rooms. I'm in, man. So, cancer taught me what it means to be in a relationship. It taught me what a day at a time really is. Like, how are we doing this morning? Hell, this afternoon. How are we doing right now? You know, and what I'm talking about is having a sober experience, being a sober man, and having the trials and tribulations of life. And we were going through, saying, remember that? We were like going, this is just such a devastating thing, but we're almost having fun, and this is weird. Like going to meetings, and you know, I mean, I was shake head. Okay? I had big rejections. You know, and it's just like, so how do I do it? God does rejections, God does relationships, God does shaking heads. That's my joke with the guys that know me nowadays. I say, God does everything, and I am not kidding. I mean, after all talks about it, and I don't know, I do very much. I'm talking about principles, you know. So it says here on page 76 of the Protocol, step 7, we now ought to be willing to try together with seeking the removal of our other shortcomings, just as we did when we admitted that we were powerless over alcohol and came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore insanity. If that degree of humility could enable us to find the grace by which such a deadly obsession could be banished, then there must be the hope of the same result respecting any other problem we could possibly have. What that means in Dick and Jane language is, you know, God removed the obsession from me to drink. I do not have that. Okay? So it doesn't stand to reason scientifically speaking that we can take care of any other problem I might have. I mean, after all, this power is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. So he's everywhere, he's all-knowing, he's all-powerful. I believe that. That's my experience. You know, and so if this power can believe it, that me and this obsession can take care of any other problem I might have, and if I align my will with this power, my life goes well. Any person in this program, I don't care if you have 12 days or 12 years. I don't care if you have 30 days or 30 years. Okay? If you really, like the old timers would say, if you put a lot into this program, you will get a lot out of it. And you can have a spiritual experience really early on. I had one of my friends, his name was Dan, he was like Kevin Bacon. He did. I wanted to kill him and steal this program because he was, and I was sober 15 years at that time. He was in like 12 months sober, and he really threw himself into a friend. And my God, I don't even remember Dan. He was coming to Monday meeting, and he was just a stellar human being. My God, he spoke in a meeting with this lady at that 30 years ago, a lot of times. Said, how much time do you have, Danny? He was 11 months. He said, I've never heard what you're even talking about. See, we can, if I throw myself into this, man, anything can happen, and everything can happen. I just touched a little bit. I spent a lot of time about step 1, you know. But my point is that it says in the print that in the forward of the 12 steps that these 12 steps are group principles, and they're spiritual in their nature. If I practice them as a way of life, I'm good time. Okay? That's all we have. I don't know if I'm getting home. Look at that. with like, it expels the obsession of drinking, and enables me, the sufferer, to become happily and usefully whole. That's the print. That's not what's going on between here. Because this thing, I broke it. And you probably did too, if you're anything like me. You warped their mind behind drugs and alcohol. You can't unwarp a warped mind. So I have to go to this creator. I have to align my will with this creator. And my life flows wonderfully. And I don't have drinking. There ain't nothing I can be involved with God that's going to help make my life any better. That's me on the internet. One of my good friends, Kevin, now 29 years. 29 years. Yeah, he raised his brothers. I was at another meeting, another fellowship, and anybody got their days? You know, Kevin raised his hand. And I was just going to start, about ready to turn 29. Oh my God. You quit going to meetings. That's what always happens. When the first people go out, what's the first thing they say? When I quit going to meetings. And he'd done that for about 3 or 4 years. And his wife wasn't going, and he ordered, he's a high-powered lawyer, and he ordered a virgin margarita. Virgin margaritas are for non-alcoholic folks. I feel that out there. Non-alcoholic beer, non-alcoholic. So he ordered that. The margarita came, the virgin margarita, that was not virgin. Drank it, kept going. 4 years later, he made it back. And there's a lot of people that we've known over the years that done just that. And they don't make it back. And they die. And they die usually a death that's violent and ugly. And again, here I am, 33 years sober, and I have no intention. I'm not immune, man. I'm not saying I am, but if I practice these principles, tonight, rarely have we seen a person fail, which means almost without exception, like her, who has thoroughly followed our path. I'm in, and I'm hoping you're in, because what are we faced with, man? The book talks about all these really nifty little things like alcoholic destruction. Huh? It doesn't mean like, oh no, if things go bad, I'll have to go to another rehab. That's not the way the tone that was going on when I got sober. It's like, you really think you can go out there and you can roll dice? Because they were really clear on the fatal nature of this disease, which is pervades throughout the print. We talk about it all the time, man. This thing will kill me. It'll kill you. It wants to. And if I practice these principles, and if we practice these principles to the best of our ability and work with other alcoholics, and work with Ryan, man, we hang out, bro, and I don't even respond to there's all these guys who just hang out and talk about recovery, talk about God, talk about being better men, one day at a time. We're good. They were exceedingly good. Our lives are so amazing. And I'm not making this stuff up. This is real. This is very real. So I'd like to thank you very much for being here tonight and listening to me. God bless you all.